Here they are, the American robots, and they're better in many ways than the Russian military ways. Russian videos have been seen repeatedly. Tanks being burned by Ukrainian fire events that theoretically wouldn't occur if Russian military forces used robots. The US has today's tanks. Hello and welcome to KYC News, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon. These autonomous battle tanks could alter current, reducing war as we know it. Casualty rates are at their lowest point ever, specific to the laser-guided every tank, including the armed M113 tank born from robotic battle in the Army automobile program. As such, have recently been in the headlines for the best of intentions. The Russians also suffered setbacks in Ukraine's defense of its robotic tanks. Is American investments that are wise. These tools have also been utilized in the news for attempting to exist in some way. Their evaluations and tests during development have progressed consistently. Thus far, the United States Army is preparing to provide a complete system prototype competition the next year, when they prepare to invest around $700 million from 2023 to 2027 in US dollars. Additionally, the military will spend $15 million will be awarded next year. Submitted contracts and evaluations platforms. This is quite poetic development for a concept that gained traction via 60-year-old M113s were then time warned. Become an aggressive modern robotic battle software for vehicles, or RCV. The Army's newest initiative is the RCV program, a strategy for implementing their robots' dream realization. 3 babies are anticipated from the program. Different weight classes of RCV models also for various purposes, each of which in a moment we'll discuss. The RCV program contains 7 requirements that must be met in every vehicle that results. Assurance of wireless control is the first. When there is a separate SIMA for RCVs, dependable data connections for their operator OQ or control unit, and can be used within half the each respective's maximum range. Principal weapon. Ensuring a human being is the first priority here. Operator has the final word in all decisions. The right time to stop any robot revolution before it even starts. The but then, autonomy number 2 enters. Lessen the quantity of time spent with people since the cars let them ride. Obtaining the operator's command to go automatically to the likely direct fire line at appropriate speeds while carefully utilizing the terrain, and on getting there, waiting for the firing order. The operator 3 and 4 qualities are expansion and modularity to guarantee the vehicle upgrades and swaps are simple. In both current and emerging technologies span several military branches, allowing for a flawless fit of the cars during each mission. All 3 robots will have weapons. Hence, the following prerequisite is that they can succeed in their goal. Effects that enable firing and an effective use of any of their onboard or outside weapons. Considering external weapons separately, a more compact vehicle, like a drone, that can be applied to overhead targeting. Moreover, the vehicles must be capable of give 72 hours of non-stop assistance to the full charge of their devices and be maintaining adherence to the Army's concept of 2 levels of maintenance, and together with condition-based maintenance to create automobiles that adhere to these 7 essential traits. Some additional traits like universal data export and logging assist. The military has asked for over $116 million budget for the 2023 fiscal year. Evaluation, development, and research, or just RDT&E. This is a huge sum of money for the RDT&E of a novel idea that just goes to demonstrate how confident you are. The military benefits from the achievement of their original robotic weaponry. An M113 tank. M113 is a fully tracked armored vehicle, designed and used personnel carrier made in the USA by the FMC Corporation to move infantry and other troops. In the 1960s, there are soldiers everywhere. It was the preferred military car for over 50 countries, including the United States, and has participated in over 30 separate battles. It is one of the most extensively used due to warfare. All-purpose armored fighting vehicles. Time and for decades, there has been a vehicle only increased such that 80,000 units of it were produced. The battlefield, though, is distinct from, to put it mildly, so M113 isn't just as enduring as would be practical, making it take a back seat so that the Bradley's M2 and M3. However, the M113 is still responsible for almost half of all U.S. Army personnel. It was impossible to just shove vehicles. The Army used its creativity to push them away. Having them the search by the service has been many years, and unmanned ground vehicles a number of times used its surplus as replacements for RCV technologies. M113's The M113's success in incorporating these technologies were made public. 22 technologies at the cutting edge for the Army. A display at the Dugway testing ground here. A remote weapon was revealed. Station outfitted with sophisticated electrical optical systems, software, and a rocket launcher with a deadly laser guidance. This out-of-the-way gunnery was an improved hybrid hull for the M113 electric drive to reduce fuel usage. Sensors that are effective and provide 360-degree conditional awareness for the distant. Decreased operator and rubber tracks noise vibration damage to roads from weight. Also for the logistics load, better ride and fuel economy comfort for the inner personnel. The R150 is mounted on top of the demonstration firearm station made of electro-optic systems that have a thermal sensor, a laser rangefinder, and an image camera. This weapon station allows for weapon mounting. As a heavy machine gun chambered in .50 caliber, we observed an Arnold at the Edge 22 event. Laser-guided LGR-4 defense 4-shot weapon system that is portable and trustworthy. A weapon system with a firing mechanism aid for both land-based and maritime vehicles. 70 MHz is compatible with the land LGR-4. The 100mm APQ's rocket's launch percentage of success from up to 6 kilometers, although it broadens its operational range between 8 kilometers. And M113 having a lethality rating of control the battlefield was a thing of the past. The past, as well as this monstrous machine, was a shock to many. But the Army has other surprises as well, as planned for their RCV program. Previously indicated is already displaying the fruit of successful RCVs, the 10 to 20 ton RCV light that weighs less than 20 to 30 ton RCV medium and ton RCV, which will refer it as RCVL. RCVM is heavy, the 3 RCVSR, respectively, and RCVH. The RCV program is in development. All 3 cars will have weapons. Despite the fact that the RCVL from Kinetic and Pratt Miller will considerably benefit restricted onboard lethality because it will, rather than anything else, a Scout. On the other hand, the RCVM and RCVH will be escorts for the manned future generation combat vehicles, and a lot more greater than that. The M5 was chosen by the Army in January 2020. Technology rips off from Howe and Howe Textron division as the contest's Victor competitive RCM, and a single glance at this device confirms it is clear why. It's a tiny tank that just weighs a little bit, yet has 300 more than the Abrams tank's HP than the Abrams, and may therefore sprint at a speed of over 40 miles per hour whilst carrying a payload of up to 8,000 pounds. 30mm medium caliber is used in the M5 as its millimeter automatic cannon primary weapon, as well as a variety of durable systems resulting from the collaboration of Howe and mechanisms that aid in FLIRing information to create a more precise standard operating image. Among them is the Summit 360 from FLIR. It offers smooth imaging for EO and IR, 360-degree situational composites awareness for internal surveillance and reconnaissance target acquisition, as well as Rostov for the M5 uses a 280 HD gimbal to get close to the subject and clearly identify hazards from a distance. If you want to go any further, use the optional RAD Skyraider tethered unmanned aerial UAS system. Can fly in the sky, and this UAS is not the only individually available operational M5 component. A little sub-vehicle or unmanned ground vehicle can exit the M5 to deliver up to scouting of a path for a kilometer exploration of more difficult to access places. Specific questioning and warnings before the M5. The largest of the RCVS will be the RCVH, and is anticipated to remain as resilient, deadly, and secure as a primitive system. It will therefore have onboard direct firing. A firearm, such as an automatic heavy Jaguar anti-tank cannon and missiles with the ability to defeat all armored vehicles owned by the enemy. Additionally, it will use protective armor. This defends it against machine gun fire, as well as shrapnel to keep it operational for as long as necessary, and given that it's manned vehicle in tandem as robotic equivalents or a component platoon to eliminate all potential threats, logically being the most complicated and the least disposable of the RCVS. Army has not yet chosen a design to implement its specifications for the RCVH and probably only do so when the lightweight variations have shown to be advantageous battlefield assets. The M113S and RCV families are just a few components of a larger campaign to adopt in the U.S. unmanned systems, but have so far been unsuccessful in the essential elements. Their achievement might substantially a long line of soldiers from being shot at actions that are risky and nasty, save lives, and long-term operating cost savings. Vehicle testing has started, and experts claim that the quickest technique to you get to choose their outcomes. Selecting the subscribe link in red below. In this method, the vehicles run more quickly. Again, per authorities, I'm sorry, but that's all for now, and thank you for watching.